Welcome to Kilmallock GA for the Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship clash between Bruff and Dromin Athlacca. Beautiful evening here in Fitzgerald Park, Kilmallock for tonight's game. John Keogh here in commentary. I'm going to be joined by Leo O'Connor at some stage. He's just running late ahead of throwing here in Kilmallock. Vital game for both sides in the hunt to head back to the senior grade. Just a quick one before we get underway here, a personal one from my own club, Old Christians. Former teammate, colleague and trainer of the club, Johnny Power, passed away late last night. Tremendous influence on all of us inside in that city club. A great friend, as I mentioned as well. So a huge loss for personally myself and our club indeed, and just want to wish all the Power family, passing on all our condolences here in Limerick GA TV and from Limerick GA itself. So just on that note, we'll move on now very quickly to the teams, and plenty of changes in the Bruff lineup, and the biggest one, of course, Sean Finn not making throwing here in Kilmallock due to injury issues. Of course, injured last week in their round 2 game. This is round 3 in the Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship, and Bruff going well so far, while Athlacca a win and a draw themselves. So starting with Bruff, Eric Finn is wearing the number 1 jersey in goals. Full backline of number 2 Graham Whelan, 3 Conor McIntyre, and 4 is, or 19 I should say, is Darragh O'Brien playing left corner back. The half back line, James O'Riordan wearing 18. 11 is Paul Brown, and number 4 is Patrick Finn, left wing back. In midfield he's number 5 Jason Hayes, joined by number 7 Kevin Bonner. Half forward line, 8 Dara Butler, 9 Colin Madden, and 12 Paul O'Riordan. And the full forward line on the Bruff side, Danny O'Leary, number 17 Bobby O'Brien, and 15 Kyle Dillon. I'll just stop now as Leo O'Connor has eventually joined me in the commentary box here in Kilmallock. Leo, just mentioning the Bruff team, no Sean Finn, a huge loss.
Absolutely huge loss to him. His quality alone at club, at county level, at the mine club level. So, he's their marquee player, he's their steadying influence around the place. So from that point of view, but listen, if it's Paul Brown that steps in there, centre back, another guy with a lot of experience, and will know rigidly how to stick to their game plan. So it's a plus for him, but what a loss to him.
The Dromin Athlacca team, I should say, is unchanged from the advertised programme this evening here. In goals, Robbie Breen, full backline of William Dorr, Donica Higgins and Shane Scully. Half backline, James Kelleher, Michael Reedy is captaining the side from centre back, and David Mullins. Mark Fitzpatrick joins John Paul Costello in midfield. Half forward line, David Griffin, Cian Scully and Sean O'Leary. And the big news for Dromin Athlacca is David Reedy is back wearing the number 13 jersey. He's joined in the full forward line by David Breen and Jack Fitzgibbon. Conversely, Leo, David Reedy's back for Athlacca, and that's a huge boost.
Yeah, one team loses their marquee player and the other team picks up their marquee player. But there's a certain amount of, I suppose tonight really, with Jerry O'Connor over Bruff and Jerry Hickey over Dromin Athlacca. Both of them are very good coaches, up and coming. You certainly expect, I know Jerry Hickey was involved with Clare Miners this year, and certainly Jerry O'Connor speaks, he's his championship won in Cork with Middleton last year. So from that point of view, it's going to be a battle of wits as well on the sideline, and one it's really probably the marquee intermediate championship match,
Just a quick mention, beautiful conditions here in Kilmallock, but it is very warm. It does bring its own challenges here in Ireland. We seem to have every problem possible when it comes to weather and playing matches. This brings its own issues.
Absolutely. I think, I just was watching Twitter there. There's a lot of stuff with water breaks, county boards deciding on water breaks. I don't know whether they decided here, but I presume they will, because certainly it's a very humid occasion, and one that, players deserved a water break when they weren't, in the middle of winter when we were playing COVID hurling, as we call it. There was water breaks, and no, I can't see why tonight that they can't have a water break after 15 minutes. Certainly it'll be a major telling influence of fitness of players tonight to stay going in those humid conditions.
Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship, Leo. Every year since its inception in Limerick GA, it has probably been the go-to championship for entertainment, for everything. It thrills, spills, the whole lot. This year's no different. Bruff have had a very positive start to their game, hit and miss from Athlacca. Where's today going to be won?
You'd expect, it's a local derby, so these local derbies takes on a life of their own, and certainly two teams that will know each other very well. Bruff have that bit of experience. I know they're missing Sean Finn, but certainly the likes of Paul O'Riordan, Kyle Dillon, Bobby O'Brien, these are guys with a lot of experience over the last number of years. Well, in the past with Limerick at underage level, so you know they have that experience to make up for the loss of Sean Finn. But like, local derbies can go either way. David Reedy's a huge factor back for Dromin Athlacca. Plus the fact that I also mentioned their captain at centre back, Michael Reedy. I tell you this, he's no slouch. Let me tell you, he's a lot of experience in county hurling above with Kildare as well. You know, so from that point of view, you know, there's things that this game I think will take on a life of its own. It could be first 10-15 minutes could be really tough, and you know, those who gets the breaks in that couple of minutes settles in the game well and gets a good start. The other team then are going to be chasing all night, and that's one of the factors that comes into when a local derby happens.
Cian Scully is one player we haven't mentioned as of yet. An outstanding underage player for Limerick, making his way now at adult hurling. He's a serious talent as well, Leo.
Oh, listen, Cian Scully is a serious talent. Like, he's over the last two years at minor level with Limerick, he's really come into his own, especially the 221 championship. Cian, I thought it was really played well for Limerick. You know, it's a role for him at centre forward, plus the fact this year that he's also an All-Ireland Colleges medal won with Artskull Reach. So that experience alone and the youth and enthusiasm that he'll bring to that attack. And then, as I said, throw David Reedy inside in the corner. You know, you've players there that will, you know, they'll stand up to anyone and the test of time. So it's going to be, as I said, small things. The grain of rice tonight is going to swing the battle either way.
Yeah, there's a very gentle breeze blowing in Kilmallock as well. And when I mean gentle, I really mean gentle. It'll have no impact whatsoever on either side. We're just seeing now the toss between the both captains. Colin Madden is captain for Bruff in the absence of Sean Finn, while, as we mentioned, Michael Reedy is his counterpart with Dromin Athlacca. Leo, I'm going to ask you to nail your colours to the mast. Who's going to win it?
Bruff, just. Not too much in it now. I went with the PIHC last Saturday night or last Friday night outside in Cappamore. Or I went with, Kilmallock against the PIHC, and I said it'd be very tight and a point swung, and at the end it won't be too far off that again tonight. Certainly I think the team that settles it tonight is going to be the major deciding factor. It gets a few early scores on the board, so the team that's chasing it has to work twice as hard in these humid conditions. That'll be a major telling factor.
Referee for this evening's game is Mike Maloney from Caherline. He's blowing the whistle, looking for the players to get out of their respective huddles. Bruff have certainly listened at Dromin Athlacca, not as of yet. So, as I said, perfect evening for a game of hurling here in Kilmallock. Pitch, it has to be said, in absolutely stunning condition here from our vantage point in the commentary box. Certainly looks good on it. I've been on it already this evening, and you know, there's no excuses tonight, Leo.
No, there isn't, no excuses. Just looking at that Bruff team there at centre forward there, you've Colin Madden. He's a player that played under 21 with me in 2011 he was part of the squad, and certainly a player who's honest as they come, and he'll make anyone work. And as I said, the strength of Bobby O'Brien inside, who was a good hand. And you know, like you look around the team, that Bruff team, they've experience all over the place. A lot of guys, Graham Whelan there, they played in All-Ireland minor final with Cian Lynch. So from that point of view, you know, you'd expect Bruff just to get over the line.
We're underway here. It's Athlacca, Dromin Athlacca. Moving from left to right on screen, it's delivered inside to the full forward line. Misses their number 15, Jack Fitzgibbon. Shooting chance comes though for David Breen. It's going to drop short into Eric Finn's hand. Easy one for Finn to Paul Brown. Brown goes along with it, tries to switch it over towards Kyle Dillon. Mismatch maybe in size there between Dillon and Shane Scully. Just breaks away. 50-50 ball's going to be won by Dromin Athlacca. In possession is Michael Reedy. He's well hooked on. It's good work there from the Paul O'Riordan for Bruff. Reedy has it again, finds a pass away to David Griffin. Griffin tries to switch play. Too much on that though. You can see very quickly difference in styles maybe. Joe Hickey's Dromin Athlacca side maybe looking to go that bit short, maybe too much.
Yeah, but you see the experience of there. Paul Brown balled into the goalkeeper. Paul immediately went to him and gave him that little extra few seconds of space to be able to pick out the man and deliver the ball. Great ball down the wing. That's the experience Bruff have.
Sideline ball here for Bruff. It's a good one as well, coming from Jason Hayes right into the full forward line, bobbling around the 14-metre line. It's going to drop eventually to Kyle Dillon. Shooting chance for Dillon, comes back onto his left, gets his strike away, and that's a fine score from Kyle Dillon to start us off.
Absolutely great start for Kyle, just showing that bit of experience. Watch the breaking ball coming off of Bobby O'Brien. Ball popped out to him and turns and delivers it off his left over the bar. Fully expect Kyle to do that in Limerick Minor 2-15.
Yeah, some score there from Kyle Dillon. Serious talent as well. As Leo O'Connor mentions here, as Michael Reedy has it again for Dromin Athlacca. And the run is Reedy. Needs to get rid of the ball. Delivers it left side into the full forward line towards David Breen. Breen, foot race on between him and Conor McInerney. And McInerney hoping it will go out over the side and hasn't done so though. And Mike Sexton getting up a play on that far side, but it's Bruff that have it. trying to come out of the fence with it. It's in towards Paul Brown. The touch is good from Brownie on this occasion. Gets the pass away himself. It's a short one. Delivery coming now from Kevin Bonner. Bonner again looking in around the full forward line. It's good work over there from Danny O'Leary, but Athlacca have numbers there, and it should be 3-2 in their favour, and they should come out with possession, man. But it's Bruff that have done it, and Bruff have won the free, and that's a big morale boost for them.
Yeah, difficult free though, 45 yards out, about 2 yards in from the sideline. You know, any free taker, the first free that you're faced is a difficult one, but one that you're fully expecting to get over the bar in a night like tonight. As you said, there's no breeze. They're totally as calm as even as I've ever seen in Kilmallock, and for hurling match conditions, but certainly very humid.
It's going to be Danny O'Leary wearing the number 13 jersey for Bruff to take this free. As Leo mentioned, difficult angle, no problem though, but it looks of it from here for O'Leary. That's a second point for Bruff. And Leo, that's a bit of a warning to Dromin Athlacca. He can hit him from wherever.
He can hit him from wherever, exactly. Very difficult free to start off with. Certainly everyone seems to have discarded everything tonight. No white coats and umpires or nothing. Everything is as less as possible.
Yeah, it's as you go here in Kilmallock this evening. Very tricky conditions, but for all the right reasons for once out here. And it's Bruff that have won this one again. It's a good ball into the midfield. Well intercepted though by Dromin Athlacca's number 9. That's John Paul Costello, but Bruff nearly had it back. But Dromin Athlacca have it once more. Into the midfield it goes to Mark Fitzgibbon. He's got support on his left shoulder. Fitzgibbon has gone for the shot himself. It'll be a good score here, but it's just tailed to the right and wide. And Dromin Athlacca's first shot in anger, Leo, is off target.
Yeah, their first shot in anger, I suppose, really, and you know, just it mustn't been too far wide because the umpire had the difficulty trying to look up into the sun.
Good puck out from Eric Finn, looking for Colin Madden wearing number 9, but playing around the centre forward position. At Dromin Athlacca have it though, and the pass has come to James Keller. Keller delivers it quickly. It's a good ball into David Breen. He's had one shot already as David Breen. No mistake this time. Over the bar it goes. Fine score.
Very good hurling there from Dromin Athlacca. You'll see the game plan there. Ball coming out as quickly as possible, delivered to the middle of the field, and then into David Breen inside. Just had that little bit of space to come out and pop it over the bar from 40 yards out, dead straight in front of the goals. The start they needed, 2 scores to 1 in favour of Bruff.
Yeah, fine score there from David Breen. And Dromin Athlacca working that ball short before delivering it inside, and there's been good movement from Breen and his full forward line colleagues in the opening stages here in Kilmallock. But we just have a quick delay here as there's an injury.
You can see the player straight away all going for water.
It's hard to blame them, Leo.
Hard to blame them. An exodus to the sideline, all getting water on board after 4 or 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah, it's going to be a tricky one at every single opportunity where there's a break in play, and you may see a few deliberate ones as well for players to take on as much liquid as they can, as Eric Finn gives this one short straight to Graham Whelan. Whelan up into the middle towards Jason Hayes, just gets a little flick in it, but it's not going to work out in Bruff's favour on this occasion. It's going to be a sideline ball for Dromin Athlacca over on the stand side, on the far side I should say, here in McYard Park.
Even the crowd at the far side and the stand are up at the back in the shade. Everyone's trying to keep in out of it.
It's very tricky conditions. We're laughing and joking, but we're not the ones in the middle of the park here as David Mullins gives that sideline ball in towards Jack Fitzgibbon. Breen has it again though here, and he's got it free as well. Excellent stuff from David Breen. A chance for Dromin Athlacca and David Reedy to bring us level.
Yeah, lazy free from Graham Whelan there, up around the shoulder, and
free that's going to be given every time.
Yeah, the minute the player puts his head down, it's a free because it's considered a high tackle, and a silly soft free to give away.
5.5 minutes on the clock of this Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Clash, as Reedy lifts one and strikes one, and that's between the posts. So all square.
Never doubted it really, the way he struck it, the conviction and the confidence behind it. Great free.
Excellent stuff from David Reedy. First real involvement in the game from him. It'll be interesting to see if he does vary out of that full forward line. That's not a good puck out from Eric Finn. It's gone straight to the hands of Cian Scully, and Scully has punished that immediately. Excellent score from Cian Scully, and Dromin Athlacca have pushed ahead.
Yeah, you wonder, just Bruff went short there with the last 2, and they haven't cleared their own 70-yard line because that one was intercepted there from Graham coming back out the middle of the field. So from that point of view, you just wonder to go along with this one, just take the pressure off themselves.
Yeah, they do. It's a good ball delivery again from Eric Finn. It's worked its way into the full forward line. It was Bobby O'Brien trying to win it initially, but Bruff have numbers there, but so do Dromin Athlacca, and they've come away with possession initially. David Mullins, it was a good pass, and eventually he's going to come to Cian Scully. Scully's quickly blocked down. Good work in midfield from Dara Butler, and it's on they come again. Delivery in from Patrick Finn. Onto his left hand side is the shooting chance here, and as that gone in. It's good work on the line. It just came all the way into Robbie Breen, and Breen has done very well, and he's found his man in James Keller with the clearance. Into the middle it goes. Shoulder comes in from Bobby O'Brien. No problem though for David Griffin. Pass though doesn't go to plan for Cian Scully. Scully's under pressure, has eventually got into his hand. That's good work from Cian Scully. Little flick of the wrist to James Keller. Keller's going to go for it from long range, and this is going to drop to Eric Finn. And no trouble for Finn, deals with that well. Straight to Paul Brown. Brown under pressure immediately from Jack Fitzgibbon. Still has the pace to get away from him. We're getting the pass away to Patrick Finn. Finn, low delivery into middle. The touch isn't good though. It's going to break to Michael Reedy. Reedy has seen a man in front of him. Touch is good as well there from Sean O'Leary. O'Leary switches play. Looking to find David Reedy. Reedy has it in the paw. It's a good catch from David Reedy. Pass off to David Breen. Goal chance for Athlacca. Low finish from Breen. Into the back of the net, and Athlacca have got the opening goal of the game.
Very, very well worked goal. You see the diagonal ball, the benefits of it. David Reedy catching it. Turner took on his man and popped it off to David Breen inside, and they Justin running in and just dinked the ball into the ground and stuck it in the back of the net. Very, very clever finish. Great attack and ploy.
And you can see why they'd leave David Reedy in to switch ball like that into the hand, and that's the outcome as Kyle Dillon tries to win this one for Bruff. Athlacca have numbers back there though again, but Dillon keep fighting for Bruff. It's eventually kicked away, and it's their number 10 that coming away, but that's David Griffin. Griffin under pressure, gets a good pass into midfield to John Paul Costello. Has a very deliberate pass then on to Cian Scully. Scully's gone for another one. It's from inside his own 65 and just to the right.
Just to the right and wide. Some score. You can see the way Dromin Athlacca are working the ball short out to the half back line, out to the middle of the field, and they're willing to shoot from there. Certainly they're taking every chance that's coming their way, and that one just, they've only 2 wides in the game so far. In game on 9 minutes, they're taking every chance that comes available to them.
They've coughed up possession though here of Bruff, and it's into Scully this time. He was just to the right and wide with the last time. No mistake on this occasion, and Dromin Athlacca are building up a lead here, Leo.
Yeah, you can see David Reedy there out around his own 70-yard line, picking up ball, creating the space, drawing 2 Bruff players in and popping it off to Cian Scully, and Cian Scully makes no mistake. Very simple game plan, but it's working from over around the middle of the field because they're going short, they're working the ball to that area, and they're using the benefits of David Reedy, and as I said, David Breen and Cian Scully, 3 very good forwards to look at the moment.
And they've got the last 5 scores here as well. Have Dromin Athlacca Bruff into a 2-point score to no score lead, but Dromin Athlacca have come back with 1-4 without replying. We've played just over 9 minutes of this Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling game, round 3 clash in the championship. And Leo, you have to say Dromin Athlacca are full value for it. They've been very economical.
Absolutely, very economical. Their use of the ball is really, really good. You can see the coaching that's gone on there. They're not giving away anything. They're not coughing it up easy, and they're working the ball out through the lines and getting the ball to their danger man. If he's not available to score, as I said, they're popping it off to the likes of Cian and David Breen. You can actually see the 3 of them there on the 50-yard line. They're just having a discussion, and they're organising themselves, and that's part of the thing that they're reaping the benefits of.
A bit of autonomy as well. They're going to talk between themselves as well, and as a coach, you like to see players taking that kind of leadership.
Of course you do. Once that's going on in the field, you've leaders. David Reedy's the leader out there, and certainly he's talking them through it.
Puck out comes from Eric Finn. He's recovered from a slight knock that he had. It's a 50-50 ball between Colin Madden and Michael Reedy, but it's Dromin Athlacca that have come with it. Now it's Reedy from long range. Has he got the accuracy? He surely does. He's loose as David Reedy. We expected to see that before the game, and he's causing a hell of a lot of damage at the moment.
Exactly the role that he did for Limerick in the All-Ireland semi-final when he came on against Galway. Coming short there between the 265s. Has 10 yards of space. You can't give the guy that space, and he just pops it straight over the bar. All of 80, 90 yards there.
No bother whatsoever as Bruff trying to get back into this. It's very much Dromin Athlacca in the ascendancy at the moment here as Sean O'Leary delivers this one low. It's a good ball for Jack Fitzgibbon. It just popped up before him. Could work for Cian Scully though. Challenge comes in from Conor McIntyre. In the second he swung the early, it was always going to be the case, and another chance for Dromin Athlacca here to make it a 7-point lead.
Yeah, make it a 7-point lead, but this will be 1-6 on the trot without Bruff scoring. You've got to. Maybe, don't get me wrong, I'm not in blind tactics here, but I'm suggesting that some Bruff player goes down, takes off his helmet and tries to get themselves organised, because they're on a run of form here now at the moment. It's not going to do them any good.
No, it's not, as Reedy lines this one up at the 14. Should be meat and drink for David Reedy. The umpire gives the nod and the finger point as well, so it's another score for Dromin Athlacca here in Kilmallock, and the lead just stretches to 7 points once more.
Yeah, and they're just... that just got away with there with a short puck out, got back to the goalkeeper, and they certainly gone long. But like Kilmallock or Dromin Athlacca have the numbers back there. Look, they're making themselves available the whole time. Jamesy Keller on the ball here. You can see the benefits of the experience of James,
Yeah, good pressure though from a couple of Bruff players, one being Paul O'Riordan, but again James Kelleher has come away with it, gives a low 1-2. Keane Scully, lovely touch from Scully. Paul Brown is playing a bit looser on him, they maybe need to get him tight as Fitzgibbon gets to that one ahead of Conor McIntyre, and it's Fitzgibbon in possession. Turns back onto his left hand side. Jack Fitzgibbon, that's an excellent finish from Jack Fitzgibbon. It's 8 points advantage for Dromin Athlacca, and at the moment, Leo, they're running away with this.
No, they have, yeah. Look, they've got their matchups very right inside. You see the small nippy corner forward there taking on the big cumbersome full back, and there was only going to be one winner in that situation with the amount of space that's around him. Bruff have got to close down that space.
Yeah, they do immediately here as Paul Brown. They'll need all of his experience as he's put under pressure by Fitzgibbon. Pass comes from Darragh O'Brien. They're having to work it and working very hard here as Patrick Finn delivers into the middle. Touch from Bobby O'Brien isn't the best, and again Dromin Athlacca in there with Michael Reedy. Immediately ball switched over to that far side. It's David Reedy under pressure. It has the advantage, and a free is given, and it's 1-7 without reply here, Leo. It's very impressive for Dromin Athlacca.
Very impressive. You wouldn't be surprised if David Reedy bangs this one over the bar. It's not going to be the distance that's going to be the problem. It's going to be the accuracy, just because he has to strike through it. But certainly 92, 93 yards away, and certainly one that you think that if he gets it right, if he gets the accuracy right, they'll definitely go over the bar.
He's been a big influence on his return from injury for Dromin Athlacca. He's got 2 points so far. He's done plenty more with it. Didn't quite get all of that. It's going to drop around the edge of the square. It's bobbling around. The hand was in there, but there is a square ball.
Yeah, he was just inside the square before.
You could even see it from here, Leo. He was just a yard in.
Yeah, but like David didn't get hold of that at all. You could hear kind of the light sneak off the hurley, and certainly one that you thought that he would have had no problem with the distance.
Eric Finn takes the free. He goes short with it to Colin Madden. Seems to have moved away now from his starting position as centre forward. It's into the middle from Madden. Good touch in the end from Kevin Bonner. He needed 2 touches, but he's got away now. Kevin Bonner delivers. There's good movement inside, but there's good tight marking too. It's gone into Kyle Dillon's hand. Dillon has got one already. He's taking this one on from a tough angle, and this time again hasn't gone to plan for Bruff.
Yeah, you wonder there just when the ball went into Kyle, if Kyle had turned back back into his right and there was, because Paul O'Riordan was coming through the middle there, and there was the half chance that the goal was on, but certainly a silly chance that they've coughed up again.
David Reedy is in again here for Dromin Athlacca. It's another score for Reedy. That is now point number 3, and Leo, Bruff are going to have to do something about his movement.
Yeah, they're really being punished here now. He's come out the field. He's 1 minute he's gone inside for a puck out, and then he just drift out the field, and he's getting onto all that short ball. You just wonder. Dromin Athlacca are coughing up the puck outs. They're letting Bruff go short, and then they're applying massive pressure on it, and Bruff are being turned over like they are just now. Half chance of a goal again.
Yeah, Sean O'Leary back to Jack Fitzgibbon. Quick feet from Jack Fitzgibbon, and it's up to 1-9 to 2 points now. 10-point lead for Dromin Athlacca. I said it 3 or 4 minutes ago, Leo. They were full value for it then. They're full value for it now, certainly again.
Absolutely, and Bruff decide to go long again, try and take the pressure off. It's just one of those occasions now where they're going to have to dig in and get into the game before game's 15 minutes on. They're going to have to get a score or 2 before half time and work their way back into it. Otherwise, it looks like the Dromin Athlacca are going to run away with it tonight.
Sean O'Leary again for Dromin Athlacca. Eventually gets it up into the hand. O'Leary delivers, and it's another good ball in towards David Breen. Better marking this time though from Darragh O'Brien, and it's going to be a sideline ball here to Bruff, and that's what Bruff need as well, Leo. That kind of tight marking is going to certainly stem the tide. If they can't break it, but at least they need to do something here very quickly.
They're going to have to go 1-on-1 with him, because certainly with the way they're playing at the moment, it's just not working for them.
Sideline ball is good, but not taken into the hand there of Paul O'Riordan. And back working is Danny O'Leary's done well to win it for Bruff. Delivers it inside. It may have been better off going for a score there, as Michael Reedy was waiting for that low delivery, and he gives one himself. Sean O'Leary with the touch. Lovely flick inside, but well read. That's a foul by Keane Scully on Jason Hayes. And a chance for Bruff from long range. Just waiting to see who's going to come out to take it. Might be Kyle Dill, might be Danny O'Leary actually, who does it, but Bruff need this score, and it is from their own 65.
Yeah, it's from their own 65, yeah, and certainly young O'Leary's coming out to hit this, but certainly almost as if they're trying too hard up here instead of doing the simple things and just laying off the ball simple. That Kevin Bonner was off the man there and just could have popped the ball over the bar, because that's all they need, a score and get another score on top of it to get worked their way back into it. And certainly it's not that they don't have the ability, they do, but it's just the game they're playing tonight.
Just from on his own 65 or just outside it from Danny O'Leary. The strike is good,
Great
the accuracy is there as well. Much needed score for Bruff. It breaks Drumnathlacca's scoring run of 1 goal and 9 points without reply, and as vital as they come.
Yeah, as vital as they come, getting them back into it, getting 3 points on the board. Look, they just need to settle down, try and get the next score now, and keep the head and just work their way back into it.
Drumnathlacca with possession once more here, and the challenge has come in. It's going to end up on the sideline for Drumnathlacca. Good work over there from David Mullins, and more importantly from Bruff's point of view, they made sure the clearance didn't come in, got the little challenge in to force the ball over.
But then again, you can see the Drumnathlacca tactic, work the ball out to that 65-yard line, down 65, and then pop it off to the man coming towards them. You know, it's a simple ploy, but it's working well for him.
Yeah, it's a good delivery as well from David Mullins. Well won though by Patrick Finn. And he's looking for options here. Gives it straight into the middle to Kevin Bonner. It's blocked outside. That was his plan. He's going to have to keep going with it here, Finn. Under severe pressure, gets it eventually away. Cut inside then is their number 18. That's James O'Riordan. O'Riordan delivers. Good touch from Kyle Dillon. Dillon heading out over the sideline. Decides to give it low. It's a good block back there by their number 10. That's David Griffin. Battle for possession over on the far side. Mike Sexton has the flag up. And it's going to be a sideline ball for Drumnathlacca.
Yeah, he's giving it to Drumnathlacca. Certainly, but it's the intensity in the tackle, it's the work rate in the tackle. 2 or 3 Drumnathlacca players crowding in around the Bruff guy and turning him over, and and it ends up their own line ball.
And it's going to be David Mullins again to take it. Looking for movement there. He has it in front from James Kelleher. It's gone over Kelleher's head though, and into the hand nearly of Keane Scully. Paul Brown just made sure, put a bit of pressure on Brown. He has it up into his hand and switches play to James O'Riordan, low ball, and it's a good one. There's 2 Drumnathlacca defenders back there looking for a push in the back there on the number 12 Paul O'Riordan. He's thrown off the helmet. He has to stop the game, exactly. Mike Maloney threw the helmet off to Paul O'Riordan, maybe in frustration more than anything. He was looking for a free, but the delivery again, Leo, was a low ball in to 1 Bruff player and 2 Drumnathlacca defenders.
Yeah, it's exactly, and that's what I'm saying. The intensity and the numbers are getting around the tackle, and like Paul O'Riordan worked extremely hard there, try and get game, get onto the game ball, and look, just that little bit extra work rate that Drumnathlacca are bringing to the table.
Good ball now down towards David Breen. Breen gets a hand in it, pressure coming in from Darragh O'Brien, but Breen has it. He's going to look back to James Keller, and plenty of space. Keller well caping of putting this over the bar. Has he done so?
No, just wide.
Just to the left him wide. It never curled back. The wide signal eventually comes, and Bruff have taken this quickly to Paul Brown. Brown steps past Keane Scully. He's looking to deliver now. Goes long with this one. It's a deliberate one though, over towards Bobby O'Brien. O'Brien gets it into his hand first time, not the second time though. Looked like he had it in his hands, just fumbled it.
Yeah, the man was just outside him. If it happened the first time, if he gathered it the first time, he could have popped it after the runner coming through. I think was Kevin Bonner, I'm not sure, but certainly, Bruff, they're really, last 5 minutes they've settled a bit and they're working their way back into it. At least they're coming out with ball and getting the ball out of their defence. They were being turned over far too much in the first 15 minutes of the match. The game is on 21 minutes now, and they're just gradually, if they can get another score or 2 before half time and work their way back into it. Certainly it's a difficult night to chase a game, as we mentioned already though.
Daniel O'Leary's fluffed that one, and it should be easy to defend here for Drumnathlacca. Coming out with it is William Dorr. Dorr's under pressure though. Better work from Bruff and Jason Hayes. Coming away with it is David Mullins. He did very well to get that ball up and get the pass away to Sean O'Leary. O'Leary goes long with it. David Breen has switched wings, but inside is Jack Fitzgibbon. Fitzgibbon gets to it. Can he keep it in play? He can, is the answer. Gets a lovely flick to it, but Bruff have numbers back there, and a needless foul from Jack Fitzgibbon gives Conor McIntyre an easy out.
Yeah, and just when you look at every ball going in there, Paul, like into their full back line, the assurance of Sean Finn inside her is not there tonight, and these are guys that are probably used to playing with Sean, and when you don't have that kind of experience around the place, you can see the jitters inside her.
Yeah, David Breen with the turnover there, shot from a bit of a pot shot from the left wing on that occasion, but gone to the right and wide, and again they've gone quickly and short to Paul Brown. Brown delivers low to Patrick Finn. Finn trying to deliver inside, but Drumnathlacca have plenty of defenders, and every time Leo comes in like that, they're set, and it's Michael Reedy every time who's dropping into the sweeper position. Gets the hand pass away to William Dorr. Dorr into the middle to John Paul Costello. Costello under pressure, half hooked. It's going to work out still though to David Reedy. Reedy is going to deliver, switches play. Jack Fitzgibbon has made good movement inside. Fitzgibbon with a lovely touch, second touch into the hand. Fitzgibbon taking his man on. Conor McIntyre gets the shot away on this occasion to the left and wide. Everything up before that was superb. The finish just not there
but
from
the
Jack.
disappointing thing from Bruff is a Bruff player did not lay a hand on a Dromin player. The ball worked out. There was 6 passes in that movement, and none of them got within touching distance of the Dromin player.
Bruff really need to up things here as Jason Hayes delivers this one inside to Danny O'Leary, into the hand first time from O'Leary on the 45-metre line. Knew exactly what he was at between the post and goals. Excellent score from Danny O'Leary, his 3rd point, Leo.
Yeah, his 3rd point. That brings him up to 4 points. You know, they're working their way back into it. Dromin have squandered the last 1 or 2 chances, and certainly that has given Bruff a little bit of hope.
Indeed it has here, but this one's broken to Sean O'Leary. He's looking for a bit of help, finds it to Cian Scully. Scully has been fairly good from this range so far this evening, but this time just to back up Leo Connor's point, has gone to the right and wide. And with Leo, that's 4 wides from their last 4 shots.
Yeah, 4 wides, last 4 shots. As I said, they're coughing up chances now. They're doing what Bruff were guilty of in the first 15 minutes of the game.
Eric Finn delivers this one towards Bobby O'Brien. Dromin Athlacca have numbers there again. They're able to poach this one with James Keller. Back it goes to Reed. He's dropped it though, and immediately Bobby O'Brien is on him. It's good work from the Bruff defence or Bruff forwards. In fact, it was Donica Higgins that was pushed out over the sideline, but good work from Bruff. Much more intensity, and they need more of that.
Yeah, they've really come into the game since Bobby O'Brien has come out centre forward. Bobby's worked right out there. In fairness to him, he's making it as difficult as possible. But certainly you got to admire the way the Dromin Athlacca are set up. You know, they're not playing a sweeper system, but yet their number 6 is dropping every time the ball, so he's playing the angles, cutting out. That's experience from Michael Reedy.
And there he is, the same man with the ball again. Here's Michael Reedy. Knew exactly where that sideline cut was going. He's delivered this one long towards David Breen. Breen doesn't get into his hand, and Darragh O'Brien has really put the pressure on these Dromin Athlacca forwards in the last 6 or 7 minutes. That's going to work for him now, and so O'Brien that has it needs a bit of help here. Goes short with it. It's not the best of balls to Colin Madden. And it's James Kelleher that has it here. Good work though again from Bruff. And that's going to be a Dromin Athlacca ball, is it? It's a Bruff ball.
I would say it's a Dromin Athlacca. No, I'd say it's
a Bruff ball.
Well.
Yeah, it's a Bruff ball.
Yeah, Jamesy Keller carried it.
Just flicked it out over the sideline. We're going to have a sub here for Bruff. Number 20 coming on is Sean Murnan. So we're just waiting to see now who's going to come off for Bruff. Sean Murnan is certainly coming on here for Bruff. So first change of the evening comes with nearly 24 minutes played. We're just waiting to see who's coming off here for...
O'Brien's coming off.
Yes, Darragh O'Brien. He was just starting to get a handle in the full back line, Leo. Maybe a little bit harsh. It's always the corner back or corner forward. As you know, that's off first invariably. As this one now is there again. Little tip of the hurley there. That's going to be a free all day long. And it's actually David Griffin, the number 10 for Dromin Athlacca. That's the one dropping deep more often than not. That's creating that bit of space for Michael Reedy. But he just got that one a bit wrong.
As we said a couple of minutes ago, get a score, get another one top it. And they're gradually working their way back into it. This one goes over the bar and make it 5 points. You know, cutting, eating into that lead the whole time. They certainly need to make every opportunity that comes their way now.
Yeah, it's Danny O'Leary with the strike, and as Leo O'Connor mentioned, that's a beautiful strike of the ball, and it's now 1-9 to 5 points, 7 point difference, but much more encouraging from Bruff's point of view.
Yeah, you have to get another score now, try and get it down to a 2-score game just before half time, and they'll be happy enough going in at half time, you know, go out and give it everything in the second half.
And look, here's Michael Reedy delivering this one in towards the middle. Breen is there, Fitzgibbon is there. There's 2 Bruff defenders there as well. They've got it flicking it. Brown hasn't come out with it though. And a bit of danger here. Eventually, good work back there from cornerback Patrick Finn. To pass coming out to Graham Whelan. And now they're come out with it. Sean Murnan, the recently introduced sub here for Bruff. So good ball in as well from him. Looking for Danny O'Leary. William Dorr was up close on him. Across comes Michael Reedy, and a free coming for Bruff. And Leo, that's what Bruff need to come back into this game. They only need a few frees here and there. And
exactly.
It's game on again.
Michael Reedy is going to pick up a card here, I think. He was a small little bit late there on that one. Kind of, you could hear Ben there, the Cork accent coming out, and Ben O'Connor just down underneath us. But certainly no definite free in. Did he pick up a yellow card? I don't know. I can't see. I think he did. Just wondering, did he? Or maybe he mightn't have, because in fairness to him, it was his first tackle.
And a needless foul. You're out by the touchline. If you just jockey a player.
Yeah, there was 2 guys inside, still 2 defenders inside him, so it was completely needless.
So it's a chance for Danny O'Leary. He's been the scorer in chief for Bruff. 4 points to add to Kyle Dillon's opener.
These are the frees, though, Paul, that you practice all year long, because they're out on the sideline, where the sideline meets the 21-yard line. Ooh,
Yep, he's
it
got
straight
it.
over the bar.
Lovely
Great
strike
score.
from Daniel
Great
Leary
score.
yet again. And
He's
Dromin
working.
Athlacca have had their warning now, Leo.
Yeah, back in, what's this? 1-9 to 6 points now, is it? 1-9 to 5? 6? Yeah. So back down to a 6-point game.
Conversely, we said Dromin Athlacca 1-9 without reply. Bruff have got the last 4 as well now to bring him back into things.
As I said, yeah, they've gradually worked their way back into it, and keep ticking away and get half a chance to have Kyle Dillon's inside there. Certainly, if a half chance comes available inside there, he'll stick it away.
Danny O'Leary showing he can do it as well here as this one's cleared downfield. Very good stuff from Kevin Bonner. Reedy's there. This time there's a bit of pressure on. That's what Bruff need to do if the ball is coming in like that. But good work over there from David Mullins. Mullins still going with it despite the pressure from Bobby O'Brien. It's a good pass and a lovely touch from Cian Scully. He's got Jack Fitzgibbon inside. He maybe should have tried to give it to him earlier. Brown does brilliant to get across. And it's out over the sideline now. And Bruff really with the bit between their teeth.
Yeah, small little things make it, in these games like that. Paul Brown's. Cian was a little bit too casual, I thought, when the ball coming to him. And next thing, Paul comes in and just flicks it away and turned over when David Reedy picked it, driven out over the sideline.
Sideline ball switched. It's a good ball across here. The touch needs to be good, and it is. And Bruff just gaining confidence here, but that pass isn't great. Sean Murnan has done brilliant to win that ball. Very difficult one. Very difficult pass from Jason Hayes. It's Hayes that has it now. Ball delivered in by James O'Riordan. It's a good catch now from Danny O'Leary. He's been the best player for Bruff, bringing him back into this game. It's another one for O'Leary. That's 5 in a row for Danny O'Leary as well. And really, Bruff are right back into this. And we see a little bit of cuteness maybe too from Jason Hayes. Bit of a knock, maybe not. But either way, Bruff are right back into this.
A guy with a lot of experience now is Jason Hayes. Limerick under 21, 2010. It was a huge prospect. And certainly his experience there now just goes to show you. Just coming up to half time now, the first 15 minutes is all Dromin Athlacca tore off into an early lead, goal 9 points on the trot without Bruff getting the score, and then to come back into it. So certainly from Bruff's point of view, as I said, they've worked game of 2 halves, the first half alone, first 15 minutes all Dromin Athlacca, second 15 minutes of that all Bruff. So Bruff will be happy enough. 5-point game going in at half time.
Yeah, very much so. Bruff really thundering back into this in the last 10 or so minutes. They're really getting up on Dromin Athlacca quickly as well, but that's good work on that far side there. Cian Scully has been adjudged to have been fouled by referee Mike Maloney. So a chance maybe now for David Reedy just to stem the tide a little bit. It's been 6 in a row for Bruff, 1-9 in a row for Dromin Athlacca before, as Bruff took a 2-point to no score lead early days here in Kilmallock in this Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Round 3 clash.
This would be good, just get him 6-point game for David Reedy. If he puts this over the bar just before half time, as I said, it's important just to keep the momentum going with Dromin Athlacca here now and just banging over the bar.
That's Reedy has a go with this one, well within his radar and between the posts. He puts it so, just stems that tide a little bit, and a fine score from David Reedy. One you'd expect him to get, though.
Yeah, one you'd expect him to get, but in fairness, it's the confidence, the way he strikes it is the most pleasing thing.
And it's Sean Murnan that has it now. James O'Riordan. Sean O'Leary's in a flash though, and it's a broken play by Athlacca. It's good work from Sean Murnan again into the middle. Colin Madden has it now for Bruff. That's a foul certainly, and maybe a card as well. It's a frontal challenge, Leo, and referees usually go down very hard on that.
It would be interesting here if he looks like he's going to book him here. Is it Michael Reedy?
It is Michael Reedy. I'm just looking the way the referee is going. He certainly hasn't been booked yet. Maybe a ticking, and this one will be a yellow.
There you go. There's the yellow. Yeah, 2 fouls in a row. Hadn't done a thing wrong up for 28 minutes and a half, and next thing gets 2 fouls in a row. But certainly Bruff would be delighted to make it a 5-point game again. Look, the way he's been striking the ball so far tonight, really impressive from Danny O'Leary.
Yeah, he's hit some lovely frees, has O'Leary. He's got 1 from play, 6 frees. And of course, as we say, Leo, the worst strike of the game from Danny O'Leary, and a wide none of us here in Kilmallock expected, but that's the result of it.
Yeah, just he'll be disappointed now, and he really will be disappointed. Because one that, steps, ref.
Yeah, steps maybe in a charge from Donncha Higgins. And it's Dromin Athlacca that have coming away with it here. As David Griffin plays it back to Michael Reedy. Much better from Bruff in the second quarter of this half. We played nearly 31 minutes here, and Cian Scully has it in his hands for Dromin Athlacca. Referee Mike Maloney says play on Sean Murnan is trying to get Sean O'Leary is there. That's worked out okay for Conor McIntyre, and Bruff gets it away to James O'Riordan. O'Riordan now needs to go low with this one. That's what he's done, up towards Paul O'Riordan, and David Griffin, Paul O'Riordan and Griffin battle it clear. Pull of the jersey maybe from Paul O'Riordan there. Needless enough foul yet again, Leon. A chance maybe for David Reedy to pop this one over and make it a 7-point game yet again.
Here we go. Go short to him, David Reedy.
Yeah, it's taken quickly. Sean Moran is in quickly. Reedy has got it up though. Two players around him. Gets a hand pass away to David Breen. Breen coming back to James Keller. He threw that ball, but he was fouled before it. And a chance now from 50 yards clear or closer to goal for David Reedy. And Leo, it's a very favourable angle for a free taker of his quality.
Yeah, look, I fully expect David to bang this one over the bar. But it's just interesting the way Bruff have really turned it over, to be quite honest. Their tackle count in the last 15 minutes must be well up, but certainly the turnover ball they've got in the last 15 minutes, why they didn't do it in the first 15 minutes, I don't know. Dromin Athlacca came out like grounds coming out of the traps, I suppose, really, and just took control of the game. And, David Reedy is really, in that first 15 minutes was dominating the game for Dromin Athlacca, the way he was coming short. They've cut off that supply over around the middle of the field, and hence they've taken over the game really. Colin Madden has dropped out in the middle of the field, Bobby O'Brien coming out centre forward. These are all small things, but they've really worked. And in fairness, Jerry O'Connor on the Bruff sideline, these are things that, small margins, and they're eating into the lead, and I think it'll be a tight second half.
Yeah, David Reedy with this one. We have a bird's eye view of it, Leo. Strikes it and perfect as you like. Probably didn't actually get the best of it, and then Eric Finn has done brilliantly to stop that going over the bar. That's the second one. David Reedy didn't quite get the hold of it. Initially it looked like it struck it well, but good work from Eric Finn in goals to deny the score, which could be vital by full time. Yeah,
the referee probably told him that he did score it direct. I personally myself, I thought it was going straight over the bar, but definitely the goalkeeper got up there and stops it. There was and referee blows the whistle, pressure off.
Yeah, just half time now here, Leo, in Kilmallock. Bruff, good start, 2 points to no score, 1-9 without reply from Dromin Athlacca was sensational. But Bruff, as you've mentioned in commentary, have worked their way back into this. What do they need to do in the second half to bring this full circle?
Listen, to bring it full circle, they have to go at it for the first 15 minutes here, because they have to do exactly what they did in the last 15 of the first half, in the first 15 of the second half, because they have to eat into that lead. As you said, they got 6 points in the trot, so that's a major plus for them. But one that, you wonder why it didn't happen starting off. The conditions will have a big part to play in it. Dromin Athlacca, the experience of David Reedy, Micheál Reedy, Cian Scully, 3 big players, and as I said, David Breen inside full forward. He got a great score and got another 2 points on top of that. So from that point of view, Bruff got to cut out the supply going in and really take the charge to Dromin Athlacca and work their way back into it. They have done that, and anything can happen from there.
Half time here in Kilmallock in the Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship. It's Dromin Athlacca 110 and Bruff 7 points. Join us for the second half shortly. Welcome back to Kilmallock for the second half of this Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Round 3 clash between Bruff and Dromin Athlacca. It's Dromin Athlacca that hold the ascendancy at the end of that first half, leading 110 to 7 points. Leo O'Connor is joining me here in the commentary box yet again for the second half. Leo, we mentioned just before half-time, or as half-time, whistle was blown, what Bruff need to do. Conversely, Dromin Athlacca, you know, they're great. They flew out of the blocks, as we mentioned. Just hit a little road bump when Bruff came back into it. Just need to try and keep getting David Reedy on the ball, I suppose.
Yeah, as I said, like David really controlled the first 15 minutes of the game, where the way he came short showed all his experience. Bruff were a little bit at 6s and 7s. You can understand why. The loss of Sean Finn, you know, when you, as we spoke before the match, when you have a player of that quality, when you lose him, you know, it's inclined to put your full back line or even your half back line, wherever Sean was playing at club level. But certainly, you know, overall, Dromin Athlacca seemed that little bit slicker in outfit. As I said, scoring 1-9 without reply from Bruff. That was a major negative for Bruff, but certainly they've worked their way back into it. Graham Whelan, Conor McInerney inside in the full back line, and certainly Pa Finn really came into it, and he's that little bit of pace to get over and back across the field, and he used the experience of Paul Brown, and like they've really delivered the last 15 minutes of that first half. But you know, they have a big, and on a night like tonight, we've said this in the preview of the match. A night like tonight, chasing a game where you're 7, 8 points, 9 points down at one stretch, it's really, really hard when you bear in mind the conditions and the humidity alone. You know, with helmets on, that's really, really difficult.
And we see very early Jerry O'Connor has Bruff back out in the field quite quickly from the half-time break. Dromin Athlacca just coming back on now. Maybe a few tactics from Dromin Athlacca, keeping the lads in the dressing room, maybe on a normal day, but it's going to be baking in that dressing room just as much as it is here.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't, is whatever the conditions are tonight, because as I said, it's probably 35, 36 degrees inside in the dressing room tonight when you've players certainly coming in out of that sun in the first half. But look, Dromin Athlacca are in the driving seat here. It's in their own hands, and certainly one that you'd feel that they have the ability to get home. As I said, with David Breen, Cian Scully and David Reedy, you know, and then Michael Reedy at centre back there, really controlling. But you just want to be careful now, because he picked up with that yellow card just there before half time. Probably should have picked it up for the one on the sideline, but certainly just before half time picked up that.
And it's Bruff that have it through Sean Murnan in first half. Substitute gives a good ball in towards Bobby O'Brien. O'Brien steps back, good step onto his right, plays it backwards though, and it's Dara Butler, and Butler with the strike, and it's Bruff with first blood in his second half.
Absolutely perfect score. You see the experience of Bobby. Bobby's out wing forward now, you know, came out there to the ball, lifted his head and popped the ball back out to the man coming in, and Dara Butler struck it over the bar. Great start for Bruff.
And they'll be looking to win this one ball as well here with Bruff, and they have done so. It's Kevin Bonner that wins it. Bonner looking for a bit of support, goes high into the middle. It's worked out for Dara Butler. Butler pulled back, and he's done well. He bought the free as well to Dara Butler, showed to the referee that he'd been pulled back, and that is a score, maybe a scoring chance we should say here for Bruff.
Yeah, but it's certainly, you know, one that, you know, silly free, lack of concentration there from the Dromin Athlacca, pressing the panic button a little bit there now, and just, you know, like 5 points in it again. You know, it's just that they have to really, really hold their heads here now.
Yeah, Danny O'Leary now, he missed one earlier on and has been very good from frees throughout this game. He's kept Bruff in the game, to be honest, from these kind of frees. Bruff do seem to have a sub on as well in the second half. We'll mention that in a moment as O'Leary straight over the green spot here in Kilmallock. And Leo, we have a 4-point game.
4-point game, you know, anybody's game now at this stage. Next score is vitally important again. Bruff keep chipping away at that. You know, they're getting their frees there and they've taken their chances, and certainly putting a little bit of extra pressure now on Dromin Athlacca.
Callum O'Loughlin is wearing number
short.
25
They've
gone short, they've turned over again, and Danny O'Leary has a chance to put a goal between the sides.
You can see the momentum you can gather here on the sideline. See Ben, a little bit of energy coming back into him, you know, getting the confidence, and they're driving it on outside in the field. Certainly we put the commentators cursing him in the first half, similar position at opposite ends of the field, but he should strike this one over the bar.
It's even closer than the one he missed, Leo, and given the way he struck that last one, you'd imagine Danny O'Leary should pop this one over, no problem whatsoever for the Bruff number 13. And great start to the second half for them. 3 on the bounce, and they'll be maybe looking for that goal to get them level.
Yeah, is it a 3-point game? I'm just hearing a conversation down underneath me between the linesman and one of the media, but I'm just wondering, did they give the free in the first half from just before half time for being over the bar?
Yeah, we'll have to check on that one here as Dara Butler goes on the run here, and Butler gets that strike away. It's hit the post. chance for Bruff goes a begging, and Dromin Athlacca have gotten away with one there. It was great play from Butler. And Dromin Athlacca have got it clear, but it hasn't been brilliantly blocked down there from Sean Murnan's shot. It was the William Dorr that got the blocking, but Sean Murnan has it. Murnan's going to go for the shot.
Great
no
score.
doubt about this one from Murnan, and it's a 2-point game.
Absolutely. Bruff have come out and roared back into the game in the second half. Dromin Athlacca, like in the first half, Dromin Athlacca need to stop the Bruff momentum now because they're taking complete charge.
It's 4 points there in less than 3 minutes here for Bruff at the start of the second half. That one's in again. Danny O'Leary's off. O'Leary here trying to put it a 1 point game. Goes for the goal. Brilliant finish from Danny O'Leary. Rifled into the top corner. And from nowhere, Bruff have the lead.
Absolutely. Brilliant goal. Paul O'Riordan intercepting the ball there, coming out, short puck out. Delivered a great ball into the hand of Danny O'Leary. Turned and drilled the ball into the roof of the net. Opposite corner. Very, very almost Garrod Hegarty like.
Yeah, and it's Bruff that lead 111 to 110 as this one goes into David Breen, fumbles it, gets it back at the hand, takes on Conor McIntyre. It's Breen with the strike, and it's gone to the left and wide, so a chance for Dromin Athlacca. Goes a begging. How easy the wheel turns.
Yeah, how easy the wheel turns. The pressure's on the Dromin Athlacca boys there, trying to rush the thing. They had a little bit more time to turn and look and pop it over the bar. Struck it too early and the ball goes wide.
And it's Bruff really now on top of their game. Lovely ball into the middle. Dara Butler didn't catch it, nearly got to it. Michael Reedy does well. Butler is there with the flick away. And out comes Paul O'Riordan. And Michael Reedy pulls the hurley away from a chance for Bruff. Remarkably, with what? Just over 4 minutes of the second half played. There were 6 down at half time, Leo. They have a chance to go 2 up.
They have a chance to go 2 up, yeah. And there's one out of Michael Reedy as well. He's given away a few frees now. He just want to be careful. These 3 counts going that up. And he's on a yellow card. It's hurling's a remarkable game. Like, you would have been writing them off after 15 minutes. 1-9 on the bounce without a score from Bruff, and suddenly without a score with Bruff, but Dromin Athlacca now are suddenly going to be 2 points down.
Yeah, and it's Daniel Leary strikes this one. Seems okay from here, but it's gone to the left and wide. And there's a little discussion here coming, I think, between the umpire or the referee and the linesman. The referee is holding things up for an injury to the Dromin Athlacca number 12, Sean O'Leary. And I'm just going to hold things up. The ball has been waved wide anyway. And it's going to be a puck out here for Bruff. For Dromin Athlacca here. Leo O'Connor just confirming the score.
111-110, yeah.
Yeah, that free for David Reedy wasn't given. Eric Finn had done brilliantly to flick it away here. But there is a bit of concern here now for Sean O'Leary for Dromin Athlacca. He's had a very good first half, lethal just in winning ball and breaking ball, but maybe, Leo, as we mentioned throughout the first half, maybe not injured at all, and maybe just taking a little bit of a knee for the benefit of the team.
Stopping the momentum, just using that tactic, taking off the helmet, giving himself that little bit of a break, and certainly trying to work their way back into the game again.
Dromin Athlacca have gone short again. Good work from Donnacha Higgins. Shrugged off the challenge. Didn't look to be anything wrong with that. And it's Michael Reedy delivering this one. It's going to be over the head of David Reedy. Just blocked off there very well by Graham Whelan. And it's Colin Madden, I should say. Colin goes short with it. He's looking for Paul O'Riordan. Paul O'Riordan now up against a couple of players. He's got challenged there, and it's away from David Mullins. Mullins is giving the ball in. It's just over the head of David Reedy, and there's going to be a break of play. Paul O'Riordan shipped a big knock there, Leo. Referee opted to wave play on when maybe there was a free out for Bruff.
This is going to be interesting. Mike Sexton's on the sideline here.
There was in fairness to the referee, there was a crowd of players around. Maybe just didn't have the good vantage point to spot it.
Yeah, the advantage point that we have, because we're well above it, so we were looking right down top of it. Certainly, Mike is having the word with the referee just to see what happens. But certainly shipped a heavy tackle there to Paul O'Riordan.
And it's going to be an interesting way how this is restarted here from referee Mike Maloney. So Mike Maloney going in now anyway, either way, maybe a throw-in. It was Bruff that had possession of it, so the whistle was blown. Bruff had possession with it. It's going to be a throw-in ball. Yeah, the referee has decided that. Half-time score on the other lines of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling clash this evening. It's Effin have a strong lead over Knockgate in their game, 14 points to 3. was the score at the break in that game as Bruff on the attack through Dara Butler again. Butler going through, needs a bit of help with it, decides to get the shot away, and Dara Butler has sent that one over the bar. He had a quiet first half, Leo. That's 2 points for Dara Butler
straight
now,
away after
and he's now at centre forward.
He's now at centre forward, very direct style of hurler, and you see it there, turned, worked really hard, got the breaking ball from his own tackle and turned it over, and a great score for Bruff.
And it's Bruff really with their dander up now as Michael Reedy gives that one. It's just the balls in the first half that we're going to hand to Dromin Athlacca aren't happening now as James O'Riordan gets this one. It's Dara Butler again. He's going to have a go. Tries to flick it over Michael Reedy. The confidence was up. Reedy had it, saw it coming, and has delivered this one inside to the full forward line. Broken by David Breen. Conor McIntyre gets a hurley on it for Bruff. It's into the hands now of their corner back. It was Graham Whelan that got the clearance away. Good work over there by Kevin Bonner. Gets the pass away, does Bonner. The shot's going to come in. It's going to be a long range one for Bruff. That's gone to the right and wide. It was a good effort indeed there from their number 9 Colin Madden.
Yeah, you just wonder with the way the Bruff full forward line are playing inside, the way Danny O'Leary certainly inside, if to be better off if to just play the ball through, because they're working so hard. If they don't get possession, they're turning it over inside or anyway.
And Graham Whelan gets to this one, flicks it inside. Sean Murnan has had a very positive influence in this Bruff side since he's come on in the early stages of that first half. Back to Paul Brown it comes. Brown sees a free man. That free man is Colin Madden. Had a shot moments ago. It's going to deliver this one inside. It's a good one. Kyle Dillon can't get to it. Danny O'Leary could though for Bruff. O'Leary has it. He's got Kyle Dillon on one wing. He's gone the opposite wing to Kevin Bonner. Kyle Dillon could have been through on goal. Bonner's going to try and fashion a shooting chance. Gets the shot away. There's Kevin Bonner. It's just to the right and wide again. The chance goes a begging for Bruff, but Leo, they're dominant at the moment.
Yeah, but they're very dominant, but you see what they're doing. The guys, they're working their way up the field the whole time. Kevin Bonner's out around the middle of the field. You see the runs he's making there, and Bruff are lucky enough to get it out, but they need to convert those chances if they're really to push on. And
this puck out from Robbie Breen has gone all the way to Sean O'Leary. Can't get it up in the early. Gets the pass away. It's Jack Fitzgibbon. Fitzgibbon with the shot. Gets the point away. There's Jack Fitzgibbon, and a much needed score for Dromin Athlacca.
1-12-1-11, yeah.
With 9.5 minutes of the second half played, that's their first score of the second half.
Yeah, 20 minutes to go. They'll be disappointed with that because they probably haven't scored since 10 minutes before half time, and wait 9 minutes into this, literally 10 minutes into the second half before they get another score. It's too big a gap for Dromin Athlacca.
And it's David Mullins trying to win this one in a ruck on the ground here. It's bounced out to Dara Butler, and Butler's been fouled. And Sean O'Leary standing over him at the moment. Bruff players weren't going to handle that one very long. A needless one from David Mullins. He wasn't going too far. Struck out to Hurley Leo, and that's going to be a card, I'd say, for him.
Yeah, it's what I would term a lazy foul. Silly foul to go away, and certainly one.
And a bit of frustration as well,
yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, it is, yeah. It's that little bit of frustration. And certainly if he picks up a yellow card for that, stupid yellow card for him. Just be very careful now for the rest of the game. That's two of their half back line. If Bruff run at him from the middle of the field, they're going to have to be maybe committed to tackle and pick up a second yellow, and that's the problem.
It's going to be Danny O'Leary yet again to take this one. Right on the 65-metre line for O'Leary. That one from moments he hit, that was tailing to the left and wide, and a couple of long-range misses from O'Leary. Leo, he's been fairly lethal from 45 in, but he'll be disappointed with that. Never looked like going over.
He'll be disappointed with that. Stretch Bruff leads out again to it. Would have been a two-point game, but certainly Cian Scully, you can see the benefits of Cian Scully, the youth of him here.
Beautiful run from Cian Scully. Didn't get the shot away. Gets it into David Breen though as he was half hooked. Breen, good work back there from the Bruff defence. And it's their full back Conor McIntyre got the hand pass away, and it's eventually going to get into the hands of O'Loughlin as he pushed out over the edge. He's kept it in play. Good work from him, but it's Dromin Athlacca that have it through Sean O'Leary. O'Leary is hooked and blocked as well. Brilliant bit of work again from Bruff, and it's them that are going to end up with the sideline ball.
The work rate of Paul O'Riordan in the second half has been immense for Bruff. You see him getting back the field, blocking. I think it was Cian Scully down there. Yeah, certainly he's had a major bearing in the second half as Paul O'Riordan. He's worked really hard for his team, and he's turning over ball, and if he's not turning over ball, he's blocking it down. So certainly, you've got to admire Paul tonight.
Yeah, it's actually Dromin Athlacca's ball. There was a clash at the Hurleys. Bruff must have got the last touch. according to Mike Sexton, and it's taken quickly and short by David Reedy, looking for Cian Scully, but it's Sean Vernan and Bruff that have it. Gets the pass away now, it's Kevin Bonner. Bonner's gone off on a run here, and it's a good run from Kevin Bonner. 45 to 65, he's onto the 45 now. Gets the pass away to Bobby O'Brien. It's in Bobby O'Brien's hand. So O'Brien on the run, never struck that dangerous one. And good work back there from Robbie Breen. Leo, you've played in goals, I've played in goals. A horrible ball to deal with, into the sun, a low bouncing ball. He did the right thing, turning it wide.
You think you're going to get a crick in your neck from looking up at the ball going over the bar, but certainly he struck it low and it dribbled in, and there's one of those ones that you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, whether you let it off, and it could end up in the corner of the net. And certainly he played it there now for 65. Good save.
Yeah, it's going to be as well a change in free taker maybe from long distance, and Kyle Dillon's getting ready to take this one instead of Danny O'Leary. So Kyle, a very successful free taker over a fair few years as well, even though he's still a young lad, Leo, well able to strike a ball from here.
I'm just working now. Kyle is 215 minor, so he's 25 years of age now, just coming into his prime. Certainly a lovely hurler, lovely striker of the ball.
So it's a chance again for Bruff to go 2 points to the good. Currently lead 112 to 111 as Kyle Dillon hits this one, but that one as well has gone to the left and wide, and a bit like Dromin Athlacca in the first half, they're starting to have a few wides here, Bruff.
Yeah, when they had the chances, when Bruff have had the chances now in the second half here, they've had their third wide in the road. They're coughing them up too easy.
Puck out comes from Robbie Breen. Definitely made the right choice to divert that one. As it turned out, it's Sean O'Leary winning it for Dromin Athlacca. David Reedy gets the pass away to James Keller. James Keller inside, but Paul Brown read that one from the moment it was struck and switches play now, looking towards Danny O'Leary. Brilliant take, nearly from O'Leary, just lost it in the sun, I think, on this occasion. David Mullins and Paul O'Leary. And David Mullins in the last 5 minutes has made two, well, from a Dromin Athlacca point of view, we'll call them poor fouls.
Yeah,
I'd say they'll be a bit stronger from on their sideline.
Yeah, but like he's a wholehearted player, and you can see how committed he was to the tackle there. Just Paul getting in front of him, used his speed and just got in front of him, and coughed up a silly free again.
It's Kyle Dillon going to get another chance for it. A little bit of verbals between Donnacha Higgins and Danny Mullins after that, or David Mullins I should say, after that concession of the free. And again, a little bit more frustration creeping into Dromin Athlacca's game here as Kyle Dillon lines this one up.
Yeah, Kyle Dillon lines this one up. Difficult free now, though, Paul. Right in nearly, you could say nearly the middle of the field, 10 yards in from the sideline.
Strike again from Kyle Dillon.
Again.
Tails to the left, tails well to the left and wide. So important for Bruff. 4 wides in a row, I think we have it, Leo, here.
Yeah, it's just the chances they're given. Both teams have got the chances and have coughed them up too easily.
That's Cian Scully trying to catch that one, but Paul Brown has picked up the loose ball. Plenty of calls for Paul Brown to deliver. He's tried to put it down the middle. Donnacha Higgins, though, is there for Dromin Athlacca. He's lost it, though. It's a turnover. Kevin Bonner has been onto that one, but that one's tailing to the right and wide. And Bruff now guilty of 5 wides on the trot since the 40th minute here, since the 38th minute from their point of view. And Dara Butler got his second point of the half. They've had plenty of chances since here as David Mullins has switched wings. Mullins well blocked down and well hooked from Kevin Bonner. There's a flick though from James O'Riordan. The referee initially pointed for a free from Bruff, realised his error, and a foul by James O'Riordan on Michael Reedy. And a chance for David Reedy. First time in the second half we've seen him really on the ball, and Dromin Athlacca won't be overly pleased with that. But Leo, in and around midfield, you'd expect this one between the posts.
Yeah, he's fully expecting to bang this one over the bar. But certainly the influence of Paul Brown at centre back for Bruff. He's reading the game really, really well. Almost doing the exact same job for Bruff what Micheál Reedy did for Dromin Athlacca in the first half. But certainly draw game now. All the chances Bruff have had, the frees, they've missed 4 frees in the second half already, and suddenly find themselves back in the draw game.
Yeah, it's a 2 in a row to level this one for Dromin Athlacca with that David Reedy score to match up with Jack Fitzgibbons. Into the middle it goes here, and Kevin Bonner's done very well to hold on to this. Lost the possession and a needless foul. This time it's come in the form of Mark Fitzpatrick, and Kevin Bonner would be very, very lucky here, Leo, if he wasn't seriously injured there.
Yeah, he's just lucky. Momentum, I don't think it was a dirty tackle or anything like that. I just think it was the momentum of the player.
He lost his balance and the player kept running. That's all.
Yeah, and he just two of them ran into the bodies, slashed together, and the momentum took one into the other. But certainly before that, you could have argued as well for Dromin Athlacca. Was there a foul on young Fitzgibbon there when the ball was coming up? But certainly, look, 6 1/2 dozen other, they go your way some nights and other nights they don't. certainly an important free now again. This could be their 5th free in a row if they drive this wide. Need to get this one over the bar, make it a 1-point game for Bruff.
Yeah, it's Kyle Dillon again. This time it's from straight in front. No real angle to speak of. It's in between the posts as he looks at it. Right on the midfield line. He moves it. Strikes this one, does Kyle. Has he gone too far the other side? Indeed he has. It's gone to the right and wide. And if Bruff are looking back at the video of this, Leo, or looking back at their analysis after this game and they don't come out on top, frees will be certainly a topic of discussion.
Yeah, Kyle is in fairness, he's working out around the middle of the field. He's getting onto the ball here now from again, but trying to good ball in, but it's a 3 against 1 in situation inside. And
it's into the sun, but Donncha Higgins got a hand on it, didn't catch it, but they've worked it away to David Griffin into the middle to Sean O'Leary. O'Leary with time and space delivers one. There's good movement inside from David Breen. That's been the case all game. Again, though, from Breen, doesn't have the initial touch. Took him away from goal. He's done well to give it back to Sean O'Leary. O'Leary's on the run. Good chasing back from Kyle Dillon. Sean O'Leary's still going, but the pressure is certainly on. Conor McIntyre has got a challenge in. O'Leary's still going for it. Kyle Dillon is there as well for Bruff. Pat Finn is coming over as well, and there's going to be a free to Bruff. A sideline ball indeed. I think Mike Mead on the far side has decided. And there's plenty of roaring over there, Leo. We're way too far away for it. The cameraman is zooming in, but we can't see it from here to make any definitive call. We leave that to the officials.
Yeah, it's too hard now. Players were down over the ball, 2 or 3 players down over the ball there. Very hard decision to make who coughed that one up out over the line. But certainly Bruff, getting the players in around the tackle. They're holding that momentum in the tackle, there's no doubt about that.
It's going to be Paul Brown with the sideline cut.
You know, when you think about it, Paul, or John, sorry, both teams here could be both of them could be out of sight with the amount of chances that they've had.
Oh, it's a throw ball, adjudged by Kyle Dillon, right in front of referee Mike Maloney. To be fairness, Leo, he was right on the spot with that one. And he's had a very good game as well, in fairness.
In fairness, the referee has really kept the flow of the game, and he's just pulled it when he's had to, and he's been lenient enough, in fairness to him as well. With
he's let things go, and he's let things go.
And like he's given them every opportunity, and certainly he was only 2 yards, 3 yards away from that one. But believe you me, I know in the past when referees are only 2 or 3 yards away from it, they'll tell you at times that they're almost too close to it.
Well, he was quite definitive, and that's what you want from referees. Made the call very quickly, didn't dilly-dally with it, and it's a chance for David Reedy, having levelled the game a couple of minutes ago. He's got a chance to put Dromin Athlacca in front, and very surprisingly he's put it to the right and wide. I wouldn't have put my house in it. I would have put a lot on it. Don't have the house long enough to put that much on it.
You're going through a period of a game here where both teams, you wonder, do they want to win it?
They don't want to win it at all, yeah. As Eric Finn goes long with this one. Brilliant bit of work in the air from David Griffin. Griffin tried to flick it up into his hand. It hasn't worked out, and it's Colin Madden. Madden going with it. Tries to get the hand pass to a teammate there. It was Darrell Butler that was going. It's David Mullins that has it. Now it's Griffin again here for Dromin Athlacca under severe pressure. It's Paul O'Riordan that has it now for Bruff. Referee Mike Maloney eventually blows the whistle. It's gone for a free for Bruff. I'm just wondering at this stage, Leo, would the rather have kept playing?
Look, come here. Listen, it was a great free for Paul O'Riordan. Certainly he was all involved in the action, and won a very, very good free. But the most important thing was when he lifted his hand, getting that hand over and trying to get himself free, and it looks like you're being held, and then Bruff get the free. Different free taker, back to Danny O'Leary again this time.
Yeah, that bit closer in for Danny O'Leary. Been so accurate for times. Darrell Butler's on the run, but it's going to be O'Leary.
Wide again.
The confidence must be gone to shot here, Leo. As another one goes to the left and wide, and that's the furthest away from goal that they've had.
Just wonder at this stage now, just keep it cool it and just lob it in around the square just to someone gets an easy free in around the edge of the square and bangs it over the bar.
And it's Paul O'Riordan. Good catch from Danny O'Leary. Might have better luck from play. It's O'Leary off his left. And this time it's gone to the right and wide, but the free was
5 second
forthcoming.
And hand was up in the air.
I'm just starting to wonder now, will Paul Brown start to make his way up, Leo, from centre back to start taking the frees? I think there was a call from the sideline as I was saying it to do just that, but it's going to be Darrell Butler by the looks of things that's going to take over the free taking duties.
Surprised that Paul O'Riordan hasn't stepped over him, because Paul O'Riordan hit frees with Limerick at underage. I remember him at under 14, 15, 16 years of age hitting frees for Limerick.
Well, it's Darrell Butler that's done it, and well, Darrell Butler's the next man up. It's their first one in about 7, so they'll be happy with that result.
Absolutely, and great, straight over the bar. 1 point game again in favour of Bruff.
And it's Michael Reedy coming out with it here for Dromin Athlacca under severe pressure. Gets the hand pass away to David Griffin. And it's Griffin into the middle for Mullins. In fact, it's gone to John Paul Costello. Costello with the hand pass to David Reedy. Reedy has it for Dromin Athlacca. He's on his own 65. Strikes it, not his best strike. of the day, and it's Bruff that come away with it with Kevin Bonner. Bonner still going with it. He's been fouled as well, and a chance for Bruff to go 2 points to the good once more.
Yeah.
They're just starting to win those 50-50 balls, Leo.
Is it Paul Brown who's going to hit it? Or no, it's Sarah Butler's coming back to the field here to hit it. But certainly you can see the benefits, that bit of experience that Kevin Bonner has had at minor hurling and been on our 21 hurling panels at Limerick. You see the way he came out there, won his free again, being cute, stepping back inside, and that trail in hand, as we spoke about only, a minute and a half ago. And then a chance for Bruff now in the middle of the field, right in the middle of the field.
And Dara Butler doesn't mess around by the looks of things. He struck this one high, and Butler looks to be good from here, Leo. It's brilliant stuff from Dara Butler. And maybe he should have been on him earlier, Leo. That's 2 from 2.
Yeah, 2 from 2. Certainly he's taking his chances that have come his way tonight. That's his 4 point in the second half. 2 from play, 2 from free. So certainly he's become Bruff's main man now at this stage.
Yeah, we played nearly 23 minutes of this Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship Round 3 clash here in Kilmallock, and it's Bruff that lead 114 to 112 here. It's Dromin Athlacca at one stage led by close to 10 points. It was 8 or 9 points at one stage anyway, 1-9 to 2 points. And it's Bruff that have really thundered back into this game. Second half, they've been outstanding here as Paul Brown flicks this one in to Dara Butler. We know he can score from here. He has the strike again today as Dara Butler, and Bruff needed someone to stand up. One of the teams needed someone to stand up, and Dara Butler has now thrown over his third score on the trot.
Absolutely, he's 3rd from play and 2 from frees in the second half. 5 points, huge contribution. When Bruff needed someone, Dara Butler's the man who stepped up.
Yes, indeed, and it's over on that far side, 50-50 battle. Michael Reedy has it in the hand for Dromin Athlacca under pressure from the aforementioned Butler. Reedy's coughed it off. Butler has made him cough it off. And you know, Leo, he stood up massively here. Michael Reedy had such an influence in that first half. And Dromin Athlacca have a sub on now here as well. And it's Dara Brady that's on for them, wearing number 17. But he's gone back as far as Paul O'Riordan, so we'll see how that one develops.
Yeah.
It's Paul Brown to take the sideline.
He's having the two of them are having the right niggle off the ball.
Yeah, and the referee spotted it as well. I think, Leo, as things go, that's absolute cuteness from Paul O'Riordan.
Absolutely.
Maybe a family trait.
Yeah, his brother's wing back there, and his father before him was a clever one too, let me tell you. Won Captain Limerick to All-Ireland Minor in 1984, but certainly won a clever free there from Paul O'Riordan. Hit the ground at the right time, dead straight in front on the 21 yard, literally dead straight in front of the goals.
We won't call it a flap, but it wasn't far off it.
No, but in fairness, you know,
Bit of cuteness,
and it all counts.
Chance now for Butler to get his 4th on the trot, and conversely will put Bruff 4 points to the good here. We played nearly 24 or 25 minutes of the second half, and it's Dara Butler has this one, no problem whatsoever, Leo. It's been as clean a strike as you want from Butler with the last 4.
Absolutely. 4 point game in favour of Bruff now, 116-112. You fully expect them maybe to get another score or 2 now and try and push on. There's 6-7 minutes to go in the game.
Just coming up to 5 minutes of ordinary time, but you'd imagine there'll be a couple of minutes. It's been noticed as well, Leo, there was no water break in the game either.
No, that's one thing that we didn't comment on at half time. I just see as I said, I saw it on Twitter where county boards are allowing a water break in games now this weekend due to the hot weather.
Yeah, it hasn't happened here tonight in Kilmallock. I'm sure it will probably happen over the weekend. Maybe came too quick. That notice from the GA as David Reedy lines this one up. No problem whatsoever for Reedy this time. He missed the last one. He's put that one over. And it's a 3 point game yet again.
3 point game yet again, that score. But they're going to have to get David Reedy closer to goal like he was in the first half. Himself and David Breen decided the way they worked the goal in the first half. Certainly they worked their way back into this one now. Long
puck out comes from Eric Finn. It's a big puck out. Pulled on by Paul O'Riordan. It's fallen for Kyle Dillon. There's been a free out though. O'Riordan maybe made contact there. Third man tackle type of contact.
Yeah, it was a small little bit of a tug. He kind of held him back a little bit.
The cuteness that did well for him a minute ago. Leo's caught him out this time.
He's caught him out this time, but certainly Kyle Dillon was running onto open space there, and there was another threat of a score for Bruff.
And it's Michael Reedy to restart it with the free. Switches play over to that far side. Looking for David Reedy. It's going to break to Sean O'Leary. Reedy has it now. Maybe a chance here for Dromin Athlacca. He gets the pass away. Goal chance. Brilliant block from Eric Finn. Bounces around the edge of the square. Reedy's in there. Patrick Finn was in there as well. Wide is the call. And Leo, that could be the game for Bruff.
I think it could be the game for Bruff, but I don't know how it could be a wide ball. Because when he threw up the ball to hit it, the ball was flicked away from him. So I actually don't know, but look, it might have got a touch off a Dromin Athlacca player before it went out over the line. We don't know.
The well-known murmur around Kilmallock here is that there's a bit of a wondering about that score. Either way, the wide is given. Up come Bruff yet again here, but it's one back there from David Griffin. He's got through a Trojan amount of work for Dromin Athlacca, wearing 10, but very much in a sweeping role around the middle. And a score now from that other game in the Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship. Effin 21 points, Knockganey 1-9. It looks like Effins are getting their second win in succession, where Knockganey fall to another defeat as Michael Reedy drops this one in around the 14-metre line. Hands are up, a few hands are up. It's going to be one back there by O'Loughlin, half-time substitute. Colm O'Loughlin still going with it, gets the pass away, does he? No. Gone out over the sideline, Liam.
Just that little bit of an experience there. He could have thrown up the ball and kicked it down the field, because certainly Dromin Athlacca players were closing in around him.
Quick sideline ball, but it's worked out for Kyle Dillon, who's very deliberately dropped. Plays this one in towards Bobby O'Brien and Darragh Butler. Butler's the forward man. He's shot to his right hand side. Straight away, Darragh Butler gets another one. Apologies. Is that Danny O'Leary who got it?
Danny O'Leary.
It's Danny O'Leary. Apologies.
Over the bar,
Apologies, it's Danny that's got it.
And a 4-point game again. Yeah, it just takes the pressure off that 2-score game in favour of Bruff again.
Yeah, fine take from Danny O'Leary. In fairness, missed a couple of frees, hasn't knocked his confidence from play though, and that's an excellent score that, as Leo O'Connor mentions, puts them 4 points to the good here in Kilmallock. And it's Bruff. They're looking to continue their good run here in the Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Clash, or Hurling Championship I should say, as this one from Robbie Breen goes long. Plenty of players underneath it. Paul Brown waited, got the bounce too, and Paul Brown delivers this one long off his right hand side in towards O'Leary once more. He's got Darragh Butler in the full forward line with him. Danny O'Leary under pressure. Clearance comes as far as David Griffin. Griffin into the middle. And it goes to Michael Reedy. Reedy looks to switch it in towards Sean O'Leary. David Reedy is in there as well. It's going to bounce away from everyone. Conor McIntyre gets the hurley in. Good work from the Bruff full back. Stayed in play. And he's dropped that one. No, he doesn't. He has it and gets it clear. It's gone out over the sideline, Leo. But although he's also stopped the score, wasted a little bit of time as well. 29 minutes on the clock.
Full back union there coming into play, John.
Anything around the full back line, get rid of it.
Everything that moved was going to be hit there.
Back to Michael Reid. He's dropped that one at a vital time. Sean Murnan is there. So is Mark Fitzpatrick though for Dromin Athlacca, but it's Kyle Dillon that's come out on top, and Dillon delivers this one long in towards Danny O'Leary again. Bruff have managed to find that bit of space for their forwards in the second half. He done brilliantly to get out in front and win possession, but just at the final stages lost it. Now it's Darragh Brady trying to win it, but James O'Riordan is there for Bruff, but David Breen has won it. Has a free, does David Breen. Gets the pass away, but his ball will come back for the free. A little tug on the jersey on David Breen yet again. We've played, nearly 15 seconds of regular time left here, and we're just awaiting whatever Mike Maloney will add on here. But 4 points, Leo, maybe a couple of minutes, not really sure. Hasn't been that many stoppages, to be fair.
That many stoppages, probably get 2 or 3 minutes at the most, I suppose. But certainly one now where Bruff would want to be using their bench and winding down the clock with that 3-point lead if this one goes over the bar, which you fully expect David to do, make it a 117, 114 game. Just
no messing around from David Reid. He strikes it straight over the bar. It goes. So it's another score from Athlacca. As Leo, you mentioned, 3-point game. 1-score game. Now it's a dangerous lead. They're going to probably get another, maybe 2 balls. Nice tactic out of the Bruff goalkeeper. He's looking for a sliotar. You'd be sure he's about 3 or 4 balls in that bag somewhere.
Oh, he's picking one out of the back of the net now.
That's it.
Or is he? Oh, he is. He has one.
Yeah, no surprise, Leo.
No surprise there.
No, not a tactic myself or yourself I've ever used at any occasion. This one comes long. No communication there from the Dromin Athlacca men, but they still have it. David Breen into Darragh Brady. Brady's looking for a bit of help. Decides to deliver it long and high. In towards Jack Fitzgibbon and David Reedy. It's a good ball. David Reedy has it. He's looked for a pass. The Bruff hurley has got onto it. It was Conor McIntyre that got a vital little flick. And a ball, it's all over. We play 1 minute of added time here in Kilmallock, but it's Bruff that have come out on top in the Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship round 3 clash here. Leo, an excellent game in fairness from start to finish.
Very, very good game of hurling, let me tell you. For intermediate level, it was really, really tight. Both teams worked extremely hard. Dromin Athlacca, I suppose, really had a dream start, going 2 points to nothing down, and then working their way back and scoring 1-9 without Bruff getting a sniff at it. suddenly small things changed. The movements of the Bruff lads around the place. Colin Madden coming out midfield. Bobby O'Brien came out. Centre forward for a couple of minutes there in the first half, and it changed the whole lie of land in the game. Paul Brown used the experience of him, and then on top of that you had around the middle of the field, as I said, Paul O'Riordan really worked hard in the second half.
For Dara Butler getting them scores when badly needed.
Yeah, 5 points in the second half for Dara Butler, so it's, nothing to be sniffed at, and certainly a game that was in the melting pot right to the last minute.
Indeed it was, Leon. From Bruff's point of view, it's another victory in this championship, and they're you got to give it to them. They've won one and drawn one up to now. It's a vital second win. It keeps them top of the group no matter what really happens this weekend. Of course, there could be changes, scoring differences and whatever else. But from Jerry O'Connor's point of view, he'll be absolutely delighted. A, with the result, B, the fight they showed to claw back that 10-point deficit in the early stages of first half.
Absolutely, yeah, incredible work rate from the Bruff boys, and certainly clawing back that 10-point deficit in the first half. They'll be delighted with it. It's in their own hands, as we said. 2 from 2. There's nothing wrong with that from the Bruff point of view, and certainly they're in control of their group. And one that you'd fully expect them to drive on. I know that Jerry O'Connor's training will only make them better as they get on, as they go later into the championship, and one that he'll be looking forward to sharpen them up totally as it goes on.
That's it from us here in Kilmallock this evening. Many thanks to Leo O'Connor for his analytical skills here as co-com. It's John Keogh signing off here from Kilmallock, where Bruff have beaten Dromin Athlacca 117 to 114. Join us for more live action soon.